Welcome back to the Jazz Ranch. Tonight we're going to be talking about adding ninths to your chords. Now this is more for beginner level or probably intermediate. Not so much for advanced people, you already do that, but to get to the point where you can add a ninth or play an inversion of a chord, and add a ninth to the chord and make it more hip or more modern sounding. That's what you want to do. So here we go now with a song from my book, and it's called Moonlight in Vermont. A special arrangement I have for you, and it's going to illustrate the use of ninths, both in spread voicings and in rootless chords. So here we go now with Moonlight in Vermont. People who bought my book wrote in and said, why don't you do lessons from your book? So here's one for you on Moonlight in Vermont and using ninths and upper extensions in rootless chords. So here we go. So now I'm going to be talking about adding ninths to your harmony. You know, if you're a beginner or advanced beginner or intermediate, this may be something for you to learn, or it may be something new. If you're advanced, you probably already know this, so you can pass this one up. But I remember when I first heard about ninths, or they were pointed out to me, I was in college, you know, I played piano, I loved boogie-woogie piano and so on. I had learned some things about jazz, and I was a big fan of bebop, and particularly Bobby Timmons and Les McCann, you know, and bebop pianists. And I was playing mostly in root position chords, you know, like I was playing blues like this, you know, like that. I met these bass player and a drummer who were also at the school there, and they were older than me. And they sort of took me under the wing, and the bass player, we got a little gig, and the bass player said to me one day, he said, why are you playing all root position chords? Why don't you play first inversion chords? You're just doubling the bass note, and I'm already playing that. He said, you can play a first inversion, it'll sound better. So I tried it, moved that chord up to there, and then he said, well, you still got the root in there. Well, you can drop that and add the ninth. So I added the ninth. Now I had a different sound. I had this. And it was a hipper sound, a more modern sound, you know. And I have to say that I learned this, and then later I heard Ahmad Jamal play that way, and I loved his playing. And you can see that the influence in this particular arrangement that I did of the Ahmad Jamal style. But at any rate, I started playing ninths in that way, and I first saw that the ninth was just an octave above a 2, so it's the same note as a 2, which is a D here, and we're playing a C chord. If I said 8, 9, there's your 9, so that's your basic major 9. Then you also have a flatted ninth, and you also have a sharp 9, so adjacent to it are the other types of 9. There's 3 types, so like a major 9 or just a plain 9. A flat 9, I like to call it. You can call it diminished if you want, or a sharp 9, you can call it augmented, but that's sharp 9. Now, the major 9 goes with a major 7, or it can be with a minor 7 chord, major 7 chord with a ninth, minor ninth. Also the dominant ninth, and also the minor 7 flat 5 with a ninth. You could have that ninth in there too, or this one, that's just doubling the third there. Now if you have a dominant 7, you can use the flat 9. That creates a lot of tension in the chord because you have a diminished aspect to it there. You have diminished chord there between the 3rd, 5th, flat 7 and flat 9, and there's 2 tritones, that one there and that one there. A tritone is a interval of a flatted 5th, and it's very unstable. That one wants to move there, and this one wants to move probably either there or like that. So that chord can move to this or can move to this. But most often it moves to the here. So the C7 resolves to an F chord because it's in the cycle of fifths, right? C wants to resolve to F. G wants to resolve to C. So if you have a G7 with a flat 9, it wants to resolve to C. And I have plenty of videos on that if you want to study my more beginner level theory lessons. But now, so you have those 3 types of ninths. Major ninth, or the regular ninth, the flat 9, and the sharp 9. Now, often the ninths are played, you've heard them played as funky 9s, they call them. Even the sharp 9 is like this. A lot of jazz is based on those kind of ninth chords, so particularly for the pianist and the comping. So now I'm going to show you how to apply these to the song Moonlight in Vermont, and what I did in both 2 combinations, in playing ninths on rootless chords and playing ninths in spread voicings. Now, I want to add one more type of ninth to that series, or that group, and that is this. These 2 notes in the major 9 can be replaced by the 6. So you can remove those and put the 6 in there. Now you have this chord. Now that's a C6-9, or that's a major 6-9 chord. You can also have a minor 6-9 chord, but this is the major one. Now, it's an interesting chord because it substitutes for the major 7, and it adds a beautiful quality in the sense that it perfect fourths. From here to here is perfect fourth. Now you can invert that. It can be up here like that, and now that will fit pentatonic scales. You see? So now I'm going to take that chord and I'm going to move it up to the key we're in, a minor third. Now that's the first chord of our song, is an E flat 6-9, major 6-9. Oh, the pianist's task is not easy because transposing to different keys is not as simple as maybe on guitar or bass or other stringed instruments, because we have to, they look completely symmetrically different, and we have to learn the sharps and flats, and we're dealing with black notes and white notes and all that kind of thing. And the guitarists are just dealing with the frets. Well, they don't have it easy either, but I tried to play guitar and I thought it was impossible. But anyway, so here we have a C major, so there's a C major 9, here's a C 6-9, so like if that's C, we can move it up, right? Like up there. 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. Now we have an E flat 6-9, see? So there's the first chord I'm going to use in Moonlight in Vermont, because we're in the key of E flat, so we're going to have 3 flats. We're going to have this 3 flats, those 3 flats. So now there's an E flat 6-9, here's an E flat major 7, here's an E flat major 9. Just change it to a 6-9. All you have to do is just take these 2 notes out, move this one down 1. There's the 3rd, the 6th, and the 9th. So it's a really nice sound. You see, you can use that one too, the major 9 like that. But see how different it sounds? That's too simple or something. I mean, it doesn't really mesh. Now, since the melody note is a 6th on the melody here, that doubles it nicely. Or if you prefer that sound, that's okay too, but I use that one. You can add that note if you like. Now on the C minor 7, the 6th chord minor 7, that's where I use the sharp 9. So now how do I voice it if I'm, if I want to invert it? There's the first inversion now of a C minor 7, but I want a sharp 9 now, so I want that note in there. But I want a major 3rd down here, so I'm going to like invert it like this, right? So there's my 2nd chord. It's a nice sounding chord. Now on the F minor, I can go to there, but I went to here. I just played it in root position, just because I like the sound of that. I'm keeping everything close here. So I'm like keeping notes in common. You see, this is in common. So I keep that note on the top. So I go. And then maybe B flat here. Okay, now on that one, if I want, the 9th is in there. Now that's, see, there's the 9th. So now I might add a 13th. So I had, see, that's already in the melody. See, so that's it. Now if I played it in a spread voicing to be this, see, melody is the 9th. There's my flat 9. See, now your flat 9 really is going to work best with a dominant 7th, and there's your dominant 7th. You see how that adds color to it, as opposed to if I just played it like that. Now I have this, adds a beautiful tonality just with that simple change there, that flat 9. How do I know that's a flat 9? It's on a B flat chord, right? So always that flat 9 is always a half step above the root, the octave note. I can sharp 9. Often the sharp 9 is matched with the flat 9 like this. Resolves like that. That's the kind of jazz sound right there. So now let's look at these voicings. There's E flat 6-9, C minor. I'm going to put the root in just so you hear it. C, this is a C sharp 9. It's C minor 7, substitute for sharp minor 7. F minor 7, then the B flat altered. And then here's the D flat 9 here. See, there's your 9th up there. First inversion, see? And then there's the F9 in first inversion. Now here I go to that kind of position. There's the 9th in the melody. And I can put a 9th in there if I want, but I don't really need it. I can put it in like that if I want. Sometimes I'll just add the 9th there like that. See, so now I'm playing rootless here, but then I go to spread voicing here. Now I'm going to go into the bridge. Now I want to use big spread voicing chords on the bridge, and it's a great contrast to playing these simpler sounding chords that are rootless voicings to go into a spread voicing, because now you get this big sound. See, I can get that much out of it, like root 7th, 3rd, minor 3rd, right? Add a 4th there, a 5th. Where's the 9th? There it is, right there. I could put it there if I wanted to, but I like this. I like it there. These building, you know, like it. Right there, you got a 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th. That melody is an 11th, right? Or a 4th, same as a 4th. Now these are. Now what's that? Okay, there's your D7 sharp 9. There's your sharp 9, you see? It has some other color tones in it, but we're not going to talk about those right now. Just the 9ths. How do we know that's a 9? There's 8, 9 sharped. See, so that 9 is so important in creating that beautiful upper extension sound. Take it out. See, it doesn't sound the same. See, it doesn't. It's grittier sounding, I guess you might say. There it is again, right? See? There's your flat 9 in there on the E7. There it is up there. What did I do? There it goes. Forgot what the melody was. These are drop 2 voicings, then same thing. This is just a duplication of the other thing. Now where's the 9th in there? It's right there, right? Where's the 9th? There it is, right? There's your 9th. Don't need the 9th there, but it would be there. So usually these great sounding chords have a 9th in them somewhere, you know. See, there's a flat 9 there, you see. So it's either, that's a dominant chord, an F7 dominant. So there's your flat 9. So without the 9th, you see, you're missing something. You did that. Yeah, that is so essential. There's the 9th again. There's your 9th there. Or now what is that? Okay, there's a B flat. Guess what? The melody note is a flat 9. So you see, there's 9ths when you really want to get into jazz, the better sound of jazz chords. 9th is the first thing you want to add to your basic chord. Your basic 7th chords is the 9th. And we'll start with that, then we'll go into 11ths and 13ths. But get the 9ths down first. I'm kind of modest about plugging my book. I should have the altered dominant man do this for me, but, you know, I had a dream that I someday would write a book, because, you know, I had taught at a number of colleges, including Berkeley and Hartford Conservatory and Trinity and so on, and had a lot of material. And I thought, well, if I ever get the motivation, it took a lot of motivation and drive, but I set a goal, and I had this dream, and I set a goal, so I had to make a start. So the important thing is to make a start, and then momentum takes over. You get motivated, and then you do one step at a time, you know. And it took a year to write. I used software, Encore software. I designed it myself, did all the layouts, all the songs and exercises, and drills, arrangements, and so on. Organized everything. And finally put it together and had a completed product in about a year. And I only sold it to students at first, and then now I have a digital version. I'm really happy about it. I'm so grateful to people who have written to me, that have bought my book and have sent me a testimonial or a positive comment about it. And it's important to set goals and get motivated. It'll really help you in your life. So I encourage you to do that. And I just want to thank you all for supporting me. You know, I never dreamed I would ever have something like this, a YouTube channel, as a way to reaching out to people all over the world. And it's really amazing. And the people, your response to me and what I'm doing has made my life worthwhile. And and so I'm getting too sappy, so I'm going to have to check out. But anyway, thank you so much. And I'll sign off now. Signing off from the Jazz Ranch. Thanks so much for joining me. Please write to me. I love to hear from you, and I always will try to respond if you give me time. And actually, I did go to see Roland Kirk a number of times, and he had this was his sign-off words. He said this: "So until we meet again, bright moments, and keep searching for your mystery note on the universal piano of life." I love that. Until next time, swing loose.